So in this video, I'm going to be going over a breakthrough that I recently had in my life, and it really was an extraordinary breakthrough and realization that I had when I was just moving through life, and I want to share it with you guys, and hopefully it can help some of you out there. And that's the fact that self-pity is an addiction, similar to an addiction to sweets or eating or watching TV or anything like that. The act of feeling self-pity for yourself is an addiction. For example, for the longest time, I had been going through life, working really hard to reach success in whatever I'm doing. I still do that. Everyone, for the most part, does that. We're all working very hard to reach certain levels of success that we really want to reach. And inevitably, throughout that process, we're going to be messing up and making mistakes. And we might not be sticking to our habits that we want to stick to, or we might not be reaching the milestones that we thought we could reach at the time when we set them, etc. And when these things happen, it's very common for you to beat yourself up. For me, I would do that so much. Even in the slightest mess up, I would just keep beating myself up, like, why did you do that? You know you can do better. You know you have the potential to do better, all of that stuff. And I want you guys to catch those thoughts in that moment. I didn't even realize until the other day that these thoughts within themselves were an addiction. These thoughts within themselves were symptoms of my fears that were coming through in different forms. Literally, when I would mess up, the thought that was going through my head was, why are you doing that? Why did you do that? You're a failure. I didn't actually think you're a failure, but that's kind of the vibe I was giving myself in my own thoughts. And it's so important that you don't come to that conclusion when you make mistakes, because it's inevitable that on your path to success, you're going to be making so many mistakes on a consistent basis. And if you constantly resort to self-pity as a result of that, it's going to drag you down so much, and it's going to add so much more stress to your life. And eventually, it will probably become so overwhelming that you just give up on your goals entirely. And that's what I want you guys to avoid. That's why I'm making this video, to put this out there to anyone else that they beat themselves up constantly over mistakes, or not living up to their potential, or not doing the disciplines that they know they should be doing, or anything like that. Make sure that when you don't do these things or reach these milestones, and you catch yourself in the process of thinking those self-pity thoughts, just try to stop yourself right there. Take that energy that you were gonna give to yourself and use to beat yourself up, and redirect that into something positive. Redirect that energy into a thought like, okay, I messed up, but let's get back on the horse and let's keep riding. Stuff like that. It's so crucial that you get rid of this thought of self-pity, because it simply isn't congruent with the person that you want to be. We all see ourselves as being successful people in whatever field that we're in, and the most successful people within any field, they don't feel these negative thoughts as much. They might have it from time to time, but if you're constantly feeling negative, like you're not enough, you didn't do good enough, you could do better, eventually, if you do that every day, that's the person that you are. You're reinforcing that within your subconscious. Within your self-image, you're reinforcing the fact that you're not good enough, even when it may not be true. And chances are it isn't true. Everyone makes mistakes, guys. Everyone. And it's how you respond to that mistake that's going to determine your outcome. It's not the mistake that causes the issues down the line. It's your response to that mistake. For example, if you were supposed to go to the gym today and you didn't go, and you went 6 days out of the week when you wanted to go 7, but you just didn't go today, and you beat yourself up and then you stop going to the gym, that's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is say, okay, I messed up. Let's take it for what it is. It was one day off, and I'm gonna get back on the horse tomorrow. That's it. And then you completely remove that negativity out of your mind, and don't allow yourself to think, I'm not good enough. Because just that thought of thinking I'm not good enough is enough to completely destroy your self-image. It's enough to completely destroy the mindset that you have. And if you're consistently thinking these negative things, you're just not going to be able to perform. So I really want to just put this video out there for anyone that is hard on themselves when they make mistakes, and for the people that hold themselves to a really high standard. If you beat yourself up after you make mistakes consistently, try to notice it from now on. For me, I didn't even notice I was doing it. Like, I would work so hard every day. I would do most of the things I needed to do, and then I would mess up on something and I would beat myself up. The next day I would do the same thing. I would work hard on 90% of things, and then the 10% that I messed up on, I would beat myself up for the rest of the day. And consistently I was doing that every day and day after day after day. And no wonder I couldn't shake this feeling of me feeling inadequate. No wonder I always was searching for more. I was always searching for this feeling of being good enough. And part of the reason I didn't feel good enough is because when I would make a mistake, I would resort to self-pity. That thought within itself is an addiction. That's the main point I want to make with this video. The mistakes are going to happen, but the end result of that mistake in me thinking about self-pity and me being not good enough, that's the addiction that you need to get rid of. You don't need to have those thoughts, okay? There's two ways you can look at it. There's, yeah, you messed up and you're a failure, or okay, you messed up, but you're still successful and you're still on your path to success, and let's get back on the horse. Let's keep going. So for anyone that is out there that's addicted to self-pity, be very careful in the future when you're going about your day and try to catch yourself from having this thought, and keep regarding yourself in your mind at a very high standard. When you see a professional sports player and they make a mistake, most of them, they have reinforced in their mind that they are one of the best on the planet at this sport. So even if they make a mistake, they still remember, I'm one of the best players on the planet, or I am the best player at this game. That's the thought you need to have. You make a mistake, okay, brush it off. I'm still the best. I'm still one of the best. I don't care. I made a mistake. Who cares? I'll do so much action after that mistake that it's going to completely make up for that and beyond. That's the mentality you want to have. Be very careful with the thoughts that are going through your head after your mistakes, and catch yourself when you're having that self-pity, because it's so easy to have. And the thoughts that are in your mind truly make up your reality. It's so much more powerful than you think. The thoughts that are going through your mind are so powerful, because if you can consistently on a daily basis think that you are good enough and you are one of the best and you deserve things, you deserve abundance, and you work hard and you're a hard worker, and positive thoughts like that, eventually it's going to completely enter into your subconscious mind, and then you're going to actually be that person. It's all about congruence, guys. I've talked about this before on the channel. It's all about congruence, okay? You can't be a winner while also feeling like a loser every day, okay? Those don't go hand in hand. If you want to be a winner, then feel like a winner every day, even when you're going through mistakes, even when you're going through obstacles that are holding you back. Remind yourself, I am a winner. I do deserve this. I deserve to reach these goals. I'm going to keep working hard. I don't care what obstacles are thrown in the way. That's the mentality you need. So I just want to remind you guys in this video that self-pity is an addiction. Those neurological pathways in your brain will become rewired over time if you can catch this and you become aware of it and stop it in its tracks, okay? Right now, if you're going through this, when you make a mistake, neurologically, your brain instantly goes to self-pity. It sees, okay, there's a mistake, self-pity. There's a mistake, beat myself up. There's a mistake, I'm not good enough. I told you you're not good enough. See, this is proof. That's what your brain is telling you. You can delete that thought from your mind. That doesn't need to be your thought anymore. That's the addiction part. Redirect that addiction. Redirect it into positive thoughts next time. And once you do that enough, those neurological pathways will completely shift. The next time you make a mistake, your brain will trigger instantly. Okay, brush it off. I'm good. I'm still the best. Let's keep going. That's going to be the new addiction. That's going to be the baseline that your brain follows the next time something like that happens. And if you can keep this mentality, it's going to make your life feel so much more stress-free, because these mistakes won't weigh you down so much in the future, and you'll be able to brush them off more easily, and that will help with your stress levels. That will help with your energy levels. That will help with how much anxiety you feel throughout life and on your path. Try to catch that self-pity if you're going through this. It really is an addiction. I realized it on my journey, and it really opened my eyes to what I was doing to myself. You know, I was beating myself up so much for no reason, and in turn I started to think that I wasn't good enough, even though I knew in my head I was good enough. But my subconscious kept hearing thoughts from myself that I'm not good enough. I was my own worst enemy. And for a lot of you out there, you could be going through the same thing. You could be your own worst enemy, you know? Treat it as if you would treat a friend. If they came to you and they said, hey, I messed up at this one thing, I'm really beating myself up for it, I'm really feeling down, what do you think I should do? You tell them, no, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes, you know, this is just one mistake. Look at all of the good you've done, look at all of the work you've done, and get back on the horse and keep riding, you know? That's what you would say to a friend. So get used to saying those thoughts to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up so much. Get rid of that self-pity, okay? It's okay to have criticisms in your head and learn from mistakes, but don't allow it to completely overtake your life, and don't allow it to change those thoughts in your head that you are good enough, that you are worthy of success. Because all of you are, if you work hard. There's going to be mistakes every single day, consistently. Every single day there's going to be mistakes. And you just got to get used to it. You got to brush them off. Remember that self-pity is an addiction. Redirect those thoughts into positive thoughts, and you're going to propel yourself further so much faster. Trust me, guys. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys resonate with this message or you want to add any other pieces of advice to help people. Please let us know in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. And if you want to see more content like this, consider following, and let me know in the comments if you guys have any video suggestions or you guys want advice on any specific problem in your life, and I'll be sure to address it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.